What's up, folks? How's it going? It's Erika here, and nice to see you on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to start my trading session with only $20 on my deposit and overclock it. Watch this video up to the end, and you will find out loads of interesting stuff. In the description below this video, you will find a link to my Telegram channel, where you can ask me any questions. There is also a link to my Telegram channel there, where I share my daily trading signals. And it gets better. If you text me on Telegram, you will get a link to the PocketOption registration, which will give you a 50% bonus to your deposit. And that's for free. Now we're switching to PocketOption and let's go trading. I will overclock my deposit trading on the Australian dollar Japanese yen currency pair. The time frame is equal to M1. On the chart, we see a decrease in price, and we will open the first down trade for 1 minute with $20 in, as I said. Today, the analysis of the price chart will be conducted using 3 technical indicators: the downtrend channel, the Williams percent range, and the RON. And as we can see, the Williams line was actively declining, which indicates a possible price reduction. But the RON had somewhat different signals. Its blue line, which is responsible for the uptrend, was between the levels of 70 and 100, and the red one was near zero, and thus RON showed us the predominance of the uptrend over the downtrend. But considering that the correction began on the chart after the uptrend, I thought that the price decline was not over yet. As you can see, the price decrease after entering the trade was replaced by a decline. Moreover, the decline is proceeding. And now the trade's closing, and it brings us $17.6. Not too much, but we entered with only $20. Overclocking a deposit is basically anti-money management. After all, it is impossible to make a nice profit today without violating the basic rules and principles. As you know, money management helps us save our deposit from a quick loss. Here, everything is exactly the opposite, and our trading amount does not give you any guarantee that our deposit will be able to last for at least 1 day. As I have repeatedly said, you cannot be 100% sure of any trade, so anyone can make mistakes and thereby we can lose our deposit. But today it won't stop me, and I raise the transaction amount to $37.6. Let's go all in again. I see an interesting moment and open an up trade for 1 minute. I made this decision because I saw how the Williams line began to deviate slightly from a decline, and this happened as the price was declining. It was a very weak but still a signal of a possible price increase. But considering that the signal from the RON has not changed and still indicated the strength of the uptrend, I decided to check. So, is it worth overclocking the deposit if you have only $20 at your disposal? And in any case, will you be able to work with such an amount for a long time according to conservative money management? And that's it, because 5% of $20 equals $1. What will be the profit from it? Nothing to mention. You can't go far with such profits. Therefore, many amateurs violate all these principles and rules for the sole purpose of increasing their deposit. Let's see what's happening to me, but the second trade is closing again, and it brings $33.09 profit, thereby increasing our deposit to $70.69. Undoubtedly, overclocking the deposit implies regular violation of money management rules, when you take on big risks in order to get a significant percentage increase in a short time. Sometimes different strategies are used for it, which carry a huge risk. Today, I want to show you that such a trade, although it's very risky, can be closed at a profit. To continue, I increased the amount to $70.69, and we're looking for an entry point into the next trade. I see a price increase, a signal from Williams, and open an up trade for 1 minute. Yes, it was clearly visible on the chart how the Williams line began to reverse and move up, which was a signal for me about a possible price increase. And the RON does not change its signal yet, but as we can see, its blue line is decreasing, which indicates a gradual weakening of the uptrend. Let's observe the chart, especially since there is nothing else left to do in this situation. So, is overclocking worth doing, knowing about all possible and adverse consequences? It's very interesting how we think. We do not take small amounts seriously from our point of view. You want the car of your dreams for 13 grand and you only have $20 in your brokerage account. Is it worth expecting that you will comply with money management? It's unlikely. And I'm not waiting, especially since our trade was profitable again and increases the balance to $132.9. No one takes care of small amounts. I'm often asked how to increase the capital from small amounts. Having received a description of money management, a trader begins to feel sad, because then it turns out that $10 is basically not enough, and with $20 you will have to enter at most with $1 in. It is not enough, because the trader will have to increase their account in a slow pace. And the trader is in a hurry because the car of his dreams in the showroom got covered with dust. Excitement and greed immediately capture their consciousness. And the trader raises the amount up to the maximum, just like we are now. Now our new trade will be with $132.9 in. It's only left to choose the entry point to the trade. We see the Williams line, which is declining. We follow it and open the Dow trade for 1 minute. It was quite a strong signal, especially considering that the blue line of the arrow continues its decline and has already fallen below the level of 70. Purely theoretically, I need to dissuade you from overclocking the deposit. But as you know, most of the newcomers still overclock small deposits and will continue to do so. This is a fact, and they will not get away from it. Yes, it is extremely risky, but the initial amount that you overclock is usually very small and people are ready to lose it. Therefore, your task in this scenario is to switch the money management after a successful overclocking. And probably no less important is not to delay this aggressive trading, which, as we know, implies an attempt to make as much money as possible in a minimum period of time. And here is another trade that is completed and brings profit, increasing the balance to $249.85. As you can see, our balance has already increased by 10 times. But the most basic problem that most often occurs during the overclock is when, having increased the balance to $1,000 or $2,000, a trader is in an excited emotional state and continues to overclock larger amounts and loses everything as a result. The lack of control during overclocking is the main problem, and not the overclocking itself. We go further and raise the trading amount to $249.85. After evaluating the price chart, we see that the price decline has stopped. The Williams line occupies a horizontal position, and I open an up trade for 1 minute. By the way, there is a statement that says that you cannot deposit more than you can afford to lose, and this can also be attributed to overclocking. It must be stopped immediately as soon as you reach the required amount, which will be sufficient for you to earn a stable income while complying with money management. Today, I want to try to increase my balance to $2,000 because with such a balance following money management, the amount of trades will be $100, and this will be quite enough for successful trading. I also want to remind you that any ways to overclock the deposit are a temporary measure. It is very important to stop it right on time. Let's pay attention to the trade. It's coming to an end. And it brings us a new profit. Now the balance is already more than $460. Moving on, I would also like to know that the best conditions for overclocking are considered to be periods when assets show maximum volatility. At the same time, it is necessary to take into account the trading time. For overclocking, it is necessary that the market is volatile, and such speed falls in trading sessions are in America and Europe. Therefore, it is extremely inconvenient to trade on weekends due to low volatility or unclear price movement. But, as you know, no theory can replace practice, so we increased the trading amount to $469.72, and study the signals of our technical indicators. The situation on the chart is radically different from the favorable conditions I have just listed. We see an almost complete absence of price movement, which is replaced by periodic impulses, up and downs. But if we take into account that now the price is at the conditional support level, then I will open an uptrade for 1 minute because it was repeatedly bounced off this level. Now I propose to consider some strategies with which you can overclock the deposit, but I will immediately note that this is all risky. The fact remains unchanged that the strategy for overclocking must necessarily be based on indicators that are available in the trading terminal of your broker, of the broker you have chosen. For a beginner, it is important to simultaneously use at least 3 technical analysis tools and graphic tools. So, the first strategy is based on 3 indicators. To begin with, we choose an asset with maximum volatility. We set the time frame to 15 seconds. We will pause for a second since the trade has ended and increased the balance to $883.07. Then we choose the minimum expiration for trading in 1 minute. Now let's start setting up the indicators. For the moving average, select the period of 200. We don't change anything for the alligator indicator. We leave it with the standard settings. And now we change the RSI to a period of 14. The main signal for opening an uptrade is the breakdown of the alligator moving average lines from the bottom up. Continuing our trade, we will increase the amount of the trade, bringing it to $883.07. Let's continue to analyze of the strategy. An additional confirmation signal for opening an uptrade is the passage of the RSI line from below to the 0 above the 50 level. And my indicators give a signal and I open a downtrade for 1 minute. This time, the Williams line took a horizontal position with a slight increase in price, and that's what I identified as a signal for a possible price decline. Watching our trade, I will continue about overclocking strategies. For a downtrade, the situation should be as follows. The alligator crosses the moving average of 200 from top to bottom. The RSI line is located below the 50 level. If all the rules are followed, you can increase the balance up to 400% in one trading session. The second strategy is also based on a moving average. The readings of this instrument are supplemented by 2 confirmation alerts of other indicators. I'll continue in a moment. Now our trade is coming to an end again. It ends with a profit, increasing our balance to $1,660. An amazing result! Let's go back to the overclocking strategy. To begin with, we'll set up a price chart. We set the time frame to 15 seconds. The duration of the trade is from 1 to 5 minutes. We put the following indicators on the chart. MACD, we set up the instrument for periods of 6, 12 and 9. Moving average with a period of 30. The second MACD indicator as a signal analyzer with periods of 25, 50 and 9. But before I tell you about the signals to open trades, I increase the amount of the next trade again and raise it to $1,000. Let's assess this situation on the price chart. The price is decreasing, the Williams line is moving similarly with it, but nevertheless I open an uptrade for 1 minute. Because with the decline, the price has again reached the support level. As a result, I expect the price to increase. Let's return to our strategy. The following events will be a signal to open an uptrade. The price should break through the moving average with a period of 30 from the bottom up. The MACD 6, 12 and 9 lines should move out of their negative zone into the positive one, crossing the 0 level. The MACD lines of 25, 50 and 9 should intersect at the lower negative level. A downtrade is made with reverse signals. The price should cross the moving average with a period of 30 from top to bottom. At the same time, the MACD bands 6, 12 and 9 are obliged to leave the positive zone and go into the negative with the intersection of the zero level. The MACD bands of 25, 50 and 9 will intersect with each other in the positive zone. And our trade is completed with a profit. This is the end of the overclocking, and I suggest moving on to the results. Today, I turned $20 into the incredible sum of $2,560, and it took me 15 minutes and 8 successful but most risky trades. And that was another proof that anything is possible in binary options. That said, you can't leave it all to excitement. It is necessary to analyze the situation and make decisions that will help you make profit in the future. And more, I told you about 2 strategies that traders often use to overclock their deposit. They're nice and simple, and you can master them on your own. I do hope you will find this information helpful for making. Today, I turned $20 into the incredible sum of $2,560, and it took me 15 minutes and 8 successful but most risky trades. And that was another proof that anything is possible in binary options. That said, you can't leave it all to excitement. It is necessary to analyze the situation and make decisions that will help you make profit in the future. And more, I told you about 2 strategies that traders often use to overclock the deposit. They're nice and simple, and you can master them on your own. I do hope you will find this information useful for making money on binary options. Yet, let me remind you that it is essential that you carefully assess the current market situation before entering a trade. By and large, I recommend you to use the indicators whose signals you can read, for this helps reduce the risk and make a profit in the long term. I would like to encourage you guys to keep trading binary options, because as we can see, the analysis techniques are super simple here. And before we say goodbye, in the description below this video, you will find a link to my Telegram channel, where you can ask me any questions you have. You will also find a link to my private Telegram channel there, where I share my daily trading signals. And it gets better. If you direct message me on my private Telegram channel, you will receive a personal link to the PocketOption registration that will give you a whopping 50% bonus to your deposit for free. Now, dear friends, this is a pretty nice offer, and I do hope you will find this video helpful. Thank you for being with me all this time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like it, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. That's about all for today. Good luck on the market. Take care, folks, and see you soon in the next video.